All right, I don't know what happened there. I think StreamYard froze on me. Maybe I played that song too long. I don't know. All of a sudden, I saw people in the chat, and then all of a sudden, it said I had 0 people watching me in the chat. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. I don't think I've exceeded my hours of streaming. I know you're allowed to do 20 hours in a month, and I'm pretty far away from that. I don't think I have any issues with that. All right, it says I'm live now. Okay, I don't know what happened there, guys. I think StreamYard froze up or something. Maybe it was my computer. Maybe I played too much of that song. I don't know. Maybe usually it's not. Usually it wouldn't be StreamYard because it wasn't even posted to YouTube yet. So YouTube would maybe flag it later. But Ancient Mariner says you said you were blocked for your YouTube violation. Yeah, God, you can't do anything anymore. What am I? I mean, if I take a record and play my own music, are they gonna give me a violation for that? It's my own damn music. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping the government breaks up YouTube, or breaks up Google and takes them down a notch. That would be beautiful if they could do that. So I'm for Trump breaking up some of these big freaking companies. So I am drinking a little old fashioned tonight. We are going to talk about some speculation near the end of the show. I am going to review the CovrPrice top 20 list, or really it's a weekend review. So yeah, weekend review, not really top 20 list. But we will jump into that. We'll jump into some Instagram posts, some stuff that's coming out this Wednesday. There's a couple really cool looking books coming out Wednesday evening. I'm definitely going to try to grab them. I mean, the exclusives lately are so damn good. It's so hard to say no. I mean, it really is. It's breaking my pocketbook right now. So I would kind of like a little break, man. I don't know. It's like I definitely feel like I'm Momoko'd out. I think the last Momoko I'm going to buy for a while was that Venom 27 Momoko variant. I do like it. It's badass. It's a cool looking cover, but I didn't buy the Spider-Man one. I had a lot of people ask me if I was buying the Spider-Man Momoko. I didn't like it that much. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. And I don't like ASM. ASM's stories have been crap. I don't like Nick Spencer's writing all that much. I don't know. ASM is not a book I'm picking up regularly. So I kind of felt like that was a hard pass for me. So I ended up passing on the book. Yeah, we'll go into that. We'll go into the books that I'm kind of looking at. And definitely some stuff that's coming out this Wednesday that you've got to make sure. So it's Tuesday. I'm giving you guys advance notice. Hopefully you can go to your shop and be able to pick up these books. There is something going on that you're going to want to know about. So hang tight here. Let me jump into the CovrPrice. Let's see here. I had to I had to go into my cookies and I guess I had too much crap on my Chrome. I was on the phone with the IT department the other day. See if I can remember my password. Remind me later. Okay. All right, I got into my email. There's always something going on. All right, let me pull up that CovrPrice email. We'll look at that. There it is. All right, we can review. Let me share my screen real quick. Real quick in the chat, first on the board on the 2.0 version of the stream is Bagged and Hoarded. We got Ancient Mariner. We got Mad Mike's Comics. We got Infamous 415. We got Malcolm Giles. We got JB. JB's in the house. We got Flooper. We got Punisher 268. We got Gabriel Fonseca. The Comic Connector. Yeah, we got a good group in the chat here. Let me share my screen. Let's jump into the CovrPrice Week in Review. And then we'll jump into the spec and talk about that. I'm not sharing the right screen. Damn it. Hold on a second, guys. Let me grab the right one. There we go. All right, Week in Review. You zoom in a little bit on this. Oh, that's too much. This came out. This is for July 10th, week ending July 10th. Kind of prices of books that are on the move here. First one is ASM number 4, the Ramos 1 in 10 variant. That's been on a lot of watch lists. Obviously, the regular cover has been moving for the last few months. And finally, this book is getting some love. Unfortunately, I don't have it in the collection. I just have the regular A cover. I wasn't really into that run of Spider-Man. Who was writing that back then? Dan Slott, maybe? I can't remember. I remember not being really into that run for some reason of Spider-Man. So, yeah, it's on the move. 9.8 sold this week for $615. Raw sold for $352. Man, that's pretty strong. A Raw book for $350. Amazing. That came out in 2014, so that is a hot book right now. Battle of the Planets number 1 from 1979. It's an interesting cover. What is that, Voltron? Looks like Voltron. I don't think it is. It kind of looks like Voltron, though, doesn't it? It's kind of that anime artwork. Says, while development is still very early, the Russo brothers, remember the Russo brothers are the guys that did, what, The Matrix? They've done a lot of movies. I think The Matrix is the one I always remember the Russo brothers for. But collectors are recognizing how big this film will be one day and are investing early. This 1979 comic is hard to find in high grade. When we see the film in the next 2 years, that 9.8 will be a pricey book. So there you go. So that might be a good spec right there. You know, long term, a year or two out. Probably have to wait until the trailer drops, that kind of thing. Kind of an interesting cover, though, right? Battle of the Planets. All right. Kind of dig the cover. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's 79. That's probably, I've never even seen that comic book before, so that might be a tough one to find. Yeah, high grade. I could see why that might be an expensive book. So, you know, maybe save that on your eBay save feature, and maybe one will pop up and you can grab one. All right, next one is Graphic Fantasy number 1. This is another kind of obscure book. First appearance of the Savage Dragon, known as the Dragon back then. It's a tough book to find. Self-published by creator Eric Larson. This is not a book I'm really interested in. I don't care for Savage Dragon. I don't even think I own one Savage Dragon comic book. I think back in the day in the 90s, I might have bought the first issue or two. And even back then, I remember not liking it for some reason. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Eric Larson. I don't like his artwork. I don't like his writing. I don't like Savage Dragon, so it's not my cup of tea. But if you got this book in your grubby little hands, you should be happy. A 7.5 sold for $1,302. Man, if I had that book, I would sell it. There's a lot of other books I'd rather spend $1,300 on than that one. All right, next one is Jurassic Park number 1, the Amber Chrome Gold Foil variant, limited to 7,500 copies. This came out back in 1993 from Topps. Believe it or not, Topps, although they're known for their baseball cards, did produce comic books for a short amount of time. It was very short. I think most of these books sell for around $3, but the Amber edition is pretty rare and pricey. A raw sale of $2.99 this past week. 9.8 sold for $3.99 2 weeks ago. So yeah, there's probably, you might find that comic book in somebody's collection that's selling their whole collection. That's probably where you're going to find that. Maybe you'll find it in the back issue bin. But that's definitely a book that I could see, just in somebody's random collection. So yeah, there's gold in those long boxes. Maybe amber chrome gold. So keep your eye on that one. I mean, that's nothing I don't think I'd ever come across, but you never know. Keep your eye open. Keep that in your memory bank. Next one is Marvel Superheroes number 17 from 1968. It's kind of a cool cover. I'm digging the cover. Black Knight. Very, very cool. Yeah, with the Eternals. That movie is supposed to come out probably sometime next year. I think the only actor I know and that's going to be in the film is that Kit Harington, who played Jon Snow in the Game of Thrones series. Yeah, but man, it says a near mint copy sold this past week for $2,450. Wow. Whew. That is really high. My goodness. It says that keep in mind that there are no 9.8s on the CGC census and only 6 9.8s or 9.6s. We've only tracked one 9.4 that sold for $578. Wow. Yeah. And someone just paid $2,400 for a $2,450. Boy, whoever bought that better be confident it's a 9.8. Because I mean, I guess that's a gamble, right? If you're the first one to have a 9.8 on the census, that's probably going to be worth $2,400 at least. That's interesting. I find that interesting. I've never seen that cover before. I like it though. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Next one is Ruins of Ravencroft Carnage. Second print. I believe I'm going to have this book coming to me at some point. I know Dollar Bin is sending me a few books. I think that's going to be one of them. So I can't wait to have that in my grubby little hands. I don't know why I'm saying grubby little hands. I don't have little hands, and I wash them all the time. So I guess it's just an expression. But I like that cover. What's his name is on the cover there? Cortland Cassidy. That's his first appearance in that book and on the cover. So it's selling around $40 right now. That might be a book you might find still in a LCS on a shelf or in a back issue bin. Probably a lot of people overlook that book. I'm sure Manny will find one. Manny always finds those. I need to have Manny on retainer. I'll just pay him a monthly fee and he can just pull books for me. I need to do that. All right. Next one, that's an interesting cover. Spawn number 250, the Scotty Young sketch variant. It's interesting. I mean, I'm kind of digging it. Not too many covers look like that. I mean, it's definitely crazy looking. Oh, by the way, tonight, guys, I have a drawing. I have a sketch drawing that I drew real quick. I literally drew it maybe 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to show that. It's one of my first. I don't know if I've shown some of my drawings on the channel before. I may have one time. But I do have a little sketch drawing that I did. We'll see if you guys like it. We'll do a rating scale, 1 out of 10. You can rate it. Tell me what you think. And I want everyone to be honest. One is absolutely terrible and horrible, and I should never pick up a pencil again. And number 10 is I should quit my job and go work in comics. Pretty sure I'm not going to get a 10. So I'm going to be somewhere in the mid-range probably, right? So I'll show that off in a few minutes here, and we'll get feedback from everybody in the group, what they think of the sketch. All right, so this Spawn 251 and 100, that's a pretty high ratio, right? Not a lot of those out there probably. I mean, 250 is kind of a significant number, so I could see some shops ordering pretty heavy. But 100 copies, yeah. I bet that's a pretty tough book. 9.8 ended an auction at 191 a couple days ago, and a high raw sale at 250. So that guy that won the auction on that 9.8 should be happy, right? Hell, a raw sold for 250. I would imagine a 9.8's got to be worth way more than that. So there's deals sometimes on these auctions. I mean, I showed you guys in the last live stream my my Daredevil copy that I got for $80. I need to send that off and get that pressed. I'm going to have Dollar Bin press it for me. But yeah, there's some deals out there on auctions. You just have to kind of keep your eyes peeled for them. That's a nice looking book. Next one is Spider-Man #1, the Michael Cho 1 in 20 variant. Kind of a cool looking cover. Definitely that Cho style. He definitely has that type of noir style of drawing. I kind of like it. I'm digging it. I love a red cover. Red and black cover is one of my favorite type of setups. So I love that, the color scheme on that. But everything, of course, Miles Morales, everything Spider-Man's been pretty hot lately. And I'm certainly not surprised that this is moving. Raws are selling around $50, and a 9.8 sold this past week for $405. That's a pretty good price for that book. Next one is a book I've mentioned several times on my channel. It finally hit one of the lists here. CovrPrice, it made their list. The Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1, the newsstand edition from 1981. First Firestar in comic books. She apparently is going to be on a Disney Plus series. And her first continuity appearance is Uncanny X-Men 193. So make sure you also have that book in your collection. 9.8 just sold for $510. I have two really nice copies of that book. I don't think either of them are 9.8. One of them might be a 9.6. I think the other one might be like a 9.2 to 9.4. But they're really, really nice looking books, and they're both newsstands. I think the direct copy, though, is way more rare. At least, I mean, I was on eBay for a week or two tracking these books down, and I really saw maybe one direct to 10 newsstands. So there is a lot less direct copies out there, I think. So if you find a direct copy, you may want to pick that up if it's in high grade versus the newsstand, just because I think that one could get a premium at some point. Next one is Spider-Man Noir #1 from 2009. This is a book that I know when the Spider-Verse movie came out, this book spiked. I mean, I think it was like $150 book in raw condition. And then after the movie came out, this book definitely dipped. I probably should have bought it. I kind of was looking at it for a little while. I probably looked at some sets in that $100 to $125 range for the set. And now $275 for a raw copy, and 9.8 sold for $600. It's one of those little window of opportunities you had in the last year. That book kind of fell out of favor for a little while, and it's back up in price. So it says here it's definitely time to pick up. Somewhat confirmed new cast members of Spider-Man 2099 teased at the end of the film. Leo Pardon, the giant mecha Spider-Man that originated in Japan in the 1970s, was alluded to appear in the next film by Phil Lord, whose appearance is in Amazing Spider-Man #12 from 2014, which is still super cheap. So there may be some opportunities there on that book. Next one is Superman Batman Annual #4 from 2010. Batman Beyond film. That definitely will happen. I absolutely believe that will happen at some point. It's probably going to be several years away. So you may want to just wait for this book to cool down a tad. Right now it's a little hot. 9.8 just sold for $890. It's $370 for a raw copy. Yeah, I don't know. That book is a little too hot right now. That movie's still pretty far away. Give that one some time. I think you can get this book. If you really want that book, give it a little while before looking for it. I think right now it's a little too hot. But yeah, a good one. I think that's a good one to have in the collection. I don't have it yet, so I may wait a little while, see if I can scoop one up a little cheaper. Next one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 42 from 2015. An A cover raw sale ended at an auction of $305 this past week. Doesn't seem like there's any of these on eBay right now. It has a scene around a time gateway that Donatello created that is showing up in current storylines. It says here, are we missing something here? This sale could just be a fluke. It's hard to tell. Just don't rush out and overpay yet. So if I go on eBay right now, is that book even going to show up? Well, there's somebody asking $280. Well, no, it's a auction with 4 days, no bids. Starting bid $280. Holy crap, that's crazy. I don't know. There is a Mirage Studios. Don't buy that one. It's the IDW issue 42 that came out in 2015. So don't make the mistake of going on eBay. Oh, it's only $20. $10. No, that's the 1991 comic. Not the it's that you want the IDW one, which there's really only one for sale. It looks like on eBay right now, with a starting bid of $280. It seems a little high, but maybe the print run's super low in that book. I don't know. I mean, that's definitely one that you might find in a back issue bin somewhere at an LCS. Some comic book shops don't sell a lot of turtle books, so that's one that you might be able to scoop up. Manny will probably find it. Manny will probably find it somewhere for like $10 or less. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, Teen Titans number 12. I remember when this book came out. I missed it. By the time I found out about it, which was probably the week it came out, I couldn't find it. All the LCSs had sold out, or they weren't selling it to anybody. I finally got one. I got one copy off of eBay for $30, and I remember cringing, thinking, why am I buying this book? This book just came out, and I'm paying $30. This is nuts. And I'm glad I did, because it never stayed at, it probably stayed at $30 for a week. And then the next time I looked at it, it was like $50 or $60. And then it was $75. Then it was $80. And it just kept going up. And now it's $175 for this book. I do have the B cover as well, which I think most people overlook the B cover, which I wonder if the B cover is going to be worth money at some point, because a lot of people just didn't buy the B cover. So there's probably less B covers out there. The A cover definitely is more in demand and commands the pricing. But a 9.8 just sold back in March for $699. That was pretty high. It says 9.8s are currently climbing, with a recent sale at $675 for a 9.8. There is also the mostly ignored red second print. I have that one as well. I think I have 2 copies of that. They're selling around $40 raw. And CovrPrice says, man, there is so much money being spent on modern books lately. You ain't kidding. We're definitely a little bit in bubble territory. And, it's just, let's face it, everyone's got Key Collector app, right? It's a good app. Everyone loves it. And every week, everyone's checking their Key Collector app. Hey, what's the new key this week? What do I got to get? And it's keeping prices high. It's just driving prices like crazy. So, if you follow a story writer, my suggestion is just buy all the covers you can get. Try to get the ratio. Like if it's a Kate's book, it's probably it's worth having that on your pull list. And if there's any rumor of a first appearance, yeah, you want to probably buy multiple copies if you can. But Thor number 5, what can I say? It's a big book. It's a ribbit cover. I don't love all the ribbit covers. I do like this one. I think it's a nice composition. I just like this. I like the look of it. It's kind of a nice pose. He's swinging the hammer. He's got like a clouded hand behind him. It's kind of cool. I like it. I should have that in hand this coming week. My Midtown order is on its way to me. So I bought that off Midtown for $22. Thank God I grabbed it. Now it's selling. I think it's selling over $200 right now. I'm pretty sure it is. If I go on eBay right now, let's see what they're asking. Buy it now, $215. Another one for $200. There's some auction. Another one for $200. Yeah. There's one for $150. So it looks like $150 is the lowest. Buy it now. I would say your average is around $200. So that book will cost you a pretty penny right now. I feel pretty good buying that for $22. All right, the next one on the list is Venom number 3, the Molina 1 in 25 variant. I'm very happy this book is on here. I have 2 copies of this book. I bought them both for about $20 each back when they came out just a couple of years ago. It wasn't that long ago. I was on that Null book pretty heavily. I knew that potentially could be a big book at some point. If you watch my channel, you guys know I went heavy on that. I've got 7 copies of the A cover. I've got 4 copies of the San Diego Comic-Con variant. I have 2 copies of this. I have the second printing. I don't have the third printing, unfortunately. That's the only one I missed, which of course that ends up being like the most expensive book. The third printing still sells for more than this one, which is, well, it's just the way it is. It's the market, right? The third printing 9/8 just sold for $800. It's just absolutely insane. But a 9/8 sold of this book for $640 this past week, and it's selling around $400 raw. I have 2 raw copies. I don't know. I don't feel like selling them, so I don't know. I'm just going to hold on to them. I think that there's more. I think there's higher prices to come. I think Null is going to be. He's the next big villain besides Thanos, Doctor Doom. I mean, there's only a couple really, really big villains in the Marvel Universe, and I think Null is going to be one of them. So I still think there's a lot more upside to Null, to the first appearance of Null. Next one is War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas. Number 2, the Lim 1 in 25 variant. It's kind of a cool cover. I did not collect that. I do have the New Agents of Atlas number 1. I think that's the first appearance of a bunch of people. Swordmaster, all this. There's a bunch of first appearances in that issue. I think that's the only reason I bought it. I have it somewhere in a box. I don't even know where it is. It's somewhere in my collection. But this one in 25, I guess, just recently sold for $329. Amazing. Arrow it's her first appearance, I guess. She has her own solo series. Yeah, it's a cool looking book. I like it. I dig it. I don't think I would pay that much money for it at this point, but it is a cool looking book. All right, now we're on to the category of new release heat. Something is Killing the Children number 8, the DeCall 1 in 25 variant. You guys heard me make that call. I told everybody the day it came out. I did a video on it. I said that I bought 2 copies off of Midtown. I paid $66 for each copy. In fact, no, I paid $66 and put it in my pull list, and then the other one I had to pay shipping and have it shipped to me. So I ended up paying probably $70 for that copy. And I did sell one of them for about $130. So essentially, I sold one of the copies, and the profit alone from that copy paid for the other book. So I basically got this 1 in 25 for free. You can't always do that. Once in a while, if I see an opportunity, I knew this book was going to be hot just because the art is fantastic. I love the composition of this drawing. The coloring, I mean, it has a lot going for it. There's not a lot of stores that are going to order 25 copies of an indie book that's on an 8th issue. They just won't. They're going to order probably 8 to 10 copies. Maybe if they've got enough subs that have this, they're going to get 1 copy of this. So there's going to be maybe every 3rd comic book shop might get 1 copy of this book. So it's going to be pretty rare. I don't know what the print, we'd have to check. I think the print run on number 8 is probably going to be around 5,000-6,000. So 1 in 25. There's maybe only 300 to 500 of these out there, somewhere in that range, if I had to guess. So it is pretty limited. It's a cool cover. I love it. I've got 1 copy. I'm definitely keeping in my collection long term, just because I like that series, and I really, really love this cover. It's one of my favorite covers for 2020. I would put that in my top 10 for sure. I just think it's awesome. And by the way, I will do a top 10 video near the end of the year of my favorite covers. And this so far is on the list. So I love it. And you guys know I was all over that. I told everyone to pick it up. Let me get back to the chat here. I know I've been kind of ignoring it here a little bit. So let me jump in here and take a look. We got Cup of Comics. What's up, Cup? We got DT. DT's always hanging out with us. I got 22 people watching this live stream right now. Holy crap. I'm amazed. I usually have like 9 to 10. So I did promote this show at way. See, this is what shows me I need to definitely send out notifications a couple days in advance. That probably will help me get more people to watch the show. So yeah, I got to work on that. I'm not the best at the technology. I need an assistant is what I need. Jeff Schultz, what's up, Jeff? Love from Chicago. Hope you're doing okay there in the Windy City. Infamous says, I just unsubscribed to your channel. Infamous, you love me. You'll never unsubscribe. You know I'm always going to tell you what I think. Not everyone agrees with me, but yeah, Savage Dragon, not my cup of tea. Definitely not my cup of tea. What are you going to do? All right. Yeah, I hope his grading skills are on point as well. That's in reference to that Black Knight book that someone paid $2,400 for. They probably know what they're doing. I'm sure they do. Grubby little hands. Yeah, I know. That's an old man comment. I don't know why I said that. That's something like a 50-year-old man would say. That's funny. Loser, 18 people watching. Yeah, everyone hit the like button. We're down to 17. Oh, I lost 5 people in the last minute or so. Oh well, what are you gonna do? It's probably another channel's on right now. Everyone's switching over to like Billy's channel, Economics and Comics. Oh, let me go check out Billy. That's probably what's happening. Zach B, what's up, Zach? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I agree. But there's a bubble in the comic book market right now. It's definitely, I definitely feel it. Feel it's there. And will it burst? Yeah, probably eventually. D's got some good advice. Strange Academy #1. I did pick up a first issue A cover on that. I really kind of wish I'd picked up the second cover. I did pick up the regular A cover, but man, I really, really like that 1 in 25 Strange Academy #2 variant. That Silva cover is fantastic. I love it. It's a $45 book right now on eBay. A week ago I could have bought it for like probably $22 off of Midtown, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple weeks. Maybe I'd like to buy it probably around $30 if I can get lucky. Maybe someone will throw a copy on there on eBay for $30. I'd like to pick that up though. I like that Strange Academy. Issue #1 is definitely a key. There's a lot of first appearances in that issue. I think there's 6 first appearances in that issue. And #2 is going to be all second appearances. So don't sleep on that. I said from the beginning that I could see that being made into a streaming show, maybe a live action, maybe animation, something like that. It's definitely going to be developed into something on Disney Plus. I have no doubt of that. So that book is probably going to only get more expensive, if I had to guess. D said, I sold one for 150 and picked it up for 77. I think you're talking about the DeCall variant there of Something is Killing the Children, number 8. Good job. 150, that's better than I did. I think I sold mine around 130, so I sold it a little less than that, but that's all right. I did well. Yeah, I completely agree, Grandmaster. When Null appears, when you see that trailer drop and you see Null in the trailer, that will probably be the peak of Venom number 3. So you got some time. I think you got at least a year, maybe a little longer, to get those copies graded that you want to sell. I mean, I probably need to formulate a plan. I've got a bunch of copies. I probably have several 9/8s in my collection. So if I get those graded, I'm sure I could see those books peak out, and that would be a good time to release a few of them. Yeah, Infamous passed. He says it'll be 11,000 print run at least. All right, so it gives you an idea of the ratio on that book. Yeah, I called that one, no doubt about it. Bagden Hoarded says Venom 26 heating up. Number 25, the second print heating up as well. Yeah, Venom and Thor, those are the two big Marvel books right now. Cates is heading both of those, and they're doing pretty well at the moment, no doubt about it. Thor as a series is the 2020 version of Immortal Hulk series. I agree with that. I agree. Thor's been solid. Immortal Hulk, that first story arc was fantastic. It's not been as good as that first story arc, so it's interesting that you're starting to see Al Ewing go back to there. I think he's bringing back Dr. Fry. He's kind of going back to that first story arc, so I think he's smart to do that. He's kind of veered off course too much, and I think there's been a lot of people not happy with Immortal Hulk in the last several issues, so I expect Immortal Hulk to start to get a lot better. And then, of course, if they're going to end it, I think at what issue? I can't remember the last issue. They do have a last issue planned on that book. 50? Is it? I don't know. I can't remember. D's talking about the Thor number 5, 1 and 25. Yes, that's a great book to have. No doubt about it. The Sula stuff. Hey, what's up, Sula? Thanks for hanging out with us a little bit. Delato's Carnage sold out. Yes, I like that cover, but I'm going to spend my money instead on the Scorpion Comics exclusive by Delato. So Delato obviously he did 2 covers of Venom number 27. He did an exclusive for Unknown Comics, and he did one for Scorpion. I'm going to do the Scorpion one. I passed on the Unknown Comics. I think it's a great cover. It's nothing wrong with it at all. I just, preference-wise, I like the Scorpion Comics one. So in a second, I'm going to show that. I'm going to go on Instagram and kind of show you guys those covers. How high do you think Thor 5 goes? The 8 covers are selling around what, $30 to $35 right now, probably. 40 to $50. It'll probably peak out around there for a while. I don't know if it's going to go too much higher than that. The 1 in 25 variant, I mean, it's getting expensive. It may peak out around $250 in the short term. So it probably could go a little bit higher, but I would expect $250 to be somewhat of a price ceiling on that book. Let's see. Sula stuff said, I went to New Jersey to visit family for the weekend and hit the local LCS. Named the Joker's Child. Went through the back issues and found Ruins of Ravencroft for cover price. Beautiful. I love hearing stories like that. Artie Rivera, thanks for joining, my friend. He says, Null is coming. Can't wait. Absolutely. He's definitely coming. Yeah, D's got a good point. Don't pass up on Venom 2099. That is the first appearance of that female version. Ariel, whatever her name is. I can't remember. But yeah, I do have the A cover on that. I couldn't find the B cover on that. but I do have the A cover. I think the B cover is a little better. All right, guys, let me get back to the week in review here with CovrPrice. All right, so next one here is Everglade Angels. Now, these Scout Comics guys, if you haven't noticed, they obviously live in Florida because there was one comic book series that took place in Fort Myers, Florida. Another one is here in the Everglades. Obviously, they live in South Florida. I think one of the guys that runs Scout Comics lives in like Naples, Florida. I think the other one lives in Fort Myers. So that's why you're seeing those South Florida themes, because they live down there. This is kind of a cool variant. This is a VHS variant. It looks like a VHS tape, the way it's constructed there. It's kind of a cool looking cover. It says that it's very hard to find, selling currently for $100. I tell you, Scout has some good books. I think the writing is decent. The artwork is decent. I've never had luck with a Scout comic book. I've bought them. They're hot for a month or two, and then 6 months later, no one seems to care. I'm predicting right now that this cover that's selling around $100, you wait 6 months, maybe 7, 8 months, maybe a year, you'll find this for like $20 to $25. It'll get that low, I think. I know it's limited. It's only 500 copies. But I'm telling you, Scout books, they shoot up high right away for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and then they have the slow descent. That's been the trend. I don't know. I've been paying attention, and that's kind of what happens with these Scout books. Believe me, I have a lot of them in my collection. I have books that were $20, $30, $40 that are back down near cover price now. So that's the way it goes. Next one is Snowblind #1 from Boom Studios. This was kind of an obscure book that came out in 2015. Apparently, it's going to be made into a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. He's the only one I recognize there. They've got a script written already. So, yeah, it looks like this is going to come out on Apple TV. They won the rights to produce this. So I guess it hit $61 on the news announcement. It's back down to $25. I don't know. I mean, that's one of those books that I would look for that in the back issue bin. If you could buy it for cover or less, I'd buy it and then flip it on eBay. I don't think that's. I mean, once the movie comes out, there won't be meat left on that bone. So that's just one of those books. If you want to play that, I would try to find it for cover. Don't pay over cover, and flip it. That's what I would do. All right. Books The Watcher Watches. Astonishing Ant-Man #6. Mark Brooks cover. Raw value $27. Casey Lang is on the cover. It's kind of a cool cover. She's going to put the stomp down. I like the graphics on the foot. I mean, it's kind of neat. It's kind of a cool cover. I like Mark Brooks. That's a book that I don't know that I would go out and pay retail for it, what it's going for. But, if I was at an LCS, I think that's one that I would try to look for. That's probably a book you could find. Manny will probably find it. Manny will find it for like $5. He'll do an Instagram video on it too. Manny, I challenge you. Find that book. I want an Instagram video of you thumbing through a long box and pulling it out. All right, next one is Canon #12. Another Star Wars book. All the Star Wars books are all nuts. Mandalorian obviously has breathed life back into the Star Wars franchise. Of course, the movies didn't do that. It was the actual TV show. So that if I'm a producer at Marvel or if I'm a executive at Disney, I would be taking note of the fact that your movies did not create buzz in the Star Wars franchise. It was your TV show. So Mandalorian was excellent. Everyone's waiting for Mandalorian, the second season. I can't wait for it either. But all things Star Wars are doing well at the moment. All right, next one is Old Guard #1 from 2016. I do have that book in my collection, just the regular A cover. I think I bought the first 4 or 5 issues. I thought it was pretty good. It was a good read. Greg Rucka does a good job. I love his work on Lazarus. If you guys want to read a really good comic book, you got to pick up Lazarus. Um, it's not worth a lot. I mean, I've got all the issues. I think the first issue might be worth $10 or $15. Everything else is under cover price. So if you want to read Old Guard, or I think it's a good book. Lazarus, I think, is Rucka's best writing that I've ever seen him write. I mean, I've read a lot of Rucka stuff, but I think I'd say Lazarus is probably the best thing he's written. But I did watch that Old Guard movie. I liked it. It's definitely set up for a second season or a second movie. They left it open at the end of the film. I'm not going to give away the spoiler, but I liked it. I made my wife watch it, who doesn't really care for these genres of movie, and she liked it. So, if you got a girlfriend or wife, you could probably get her to watch this. A lot of women like Charlize Theron, whatever her name is. She's a good actress. I like her. She does a good job. I loved her in that Mad Max movie. God, I can't wait for them to make another Mad Max. I mean, a lot of people didn't like that Mad Max film. I thought it was genius. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Everything about it I loved. And I think Charlize, I wish she'd change her name. Her name is tough. Charlize Theron. I can't pronounce it. I don't know. It's a tongue twister for me. I need to see a therapist about it. There is a gold variant of this book out there. I remember that, I probably could have bought it for like $30 to $40 last year. I kind of passed on it. I got the regular cover. I'm happy with that. It's a good series. I like it. Definitely look forward to Boys Season 2 and Umbrella Academy Season 2. I think both those seasons are going to be awesome. So yeah, Netflix is definitely banking on these titles right now. There's no doubt about it. Key comic of the week is Mr. Mystery #11. Yeah, it's kind of a cool cover. This is 1953. This is pre-comic code, I think, pre-horror code. So back then they just let anything. They allowed kids to buy some scary shit back then. Is basically what happened. 5.5 sold for $2,600 this past week. It's a cool cover. I mean, this guy's getting eaten alive by ants. That's kind of cool. If I was a kid, I'd be a little shocked by that, maybe. But yeah, I mean, anything in the 50s is going to be crazy money these days. What happened is all the people that have money bought all the modern books, all the Bronze Age, Silver Age stuff got bought up. So they're buying all this kind of obscure 1950 pre-horror code stuff. That's kind of what's going on right now. All right, so that's your CovrPrice week in review, guys. Let me get to the chat. Let's see what everybody has to say. Yeah, Jim's Comics, one of my good friends. I talk to Jim all the time. Him and I are good buds. We text each other. Sometimes it'll be like 11 o'clock at night. I get an idea in my head. I'll text him. He texts me back. He gets an idea. Yeah, we share information all the time. So Jim's a good man. He's got a great channel. I think everybody just wishes he'd do more videos, but he's got a life. He's got a lot of stuff going on. I wish he'd do more videos too. Yeah, he is a market mover, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I watch his videos. As soon as I see the notification, I watch them. No doubt about it. All right. Spidey fan, Old Guard Emerald City was the major winner. Big time sales. There you go. I like that Old Guard book. It's a good book. Vita says the same thing. Showing some love for Charlize. I just can't say that damn name. Charlize. There you go. Now it comes out. If I see it, I can pronounce it. I don't know what it is about that. D says, yeah, I did the same thing. I had my wife watch it. I had my wife watch that Amazon show, Hannah. That's a good show. she ended up liking that show even more than I did. I thought it was pretty good, but she was like, "Oh, I love this show. When's the third season coming out?" She literally binge watched 2 seasons in a row of Hannah. So the actress, I don't know her name, the girl that plays Hannah, she is phenomenal. She's a very good actress. It's kind of like Black Widow. They basically groom a perfect weapon. They're all females. It's a really good show. I highly recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime, Hannah. So, and if you guys want to get into that type of show, tell your wife to sit down with you and watch it. She'll, trust me, 2 or 3 episodes in, she'll be hooked. You won't have any problems. Infamous says a few more drinks here on it. I'm actually down. By the way, everybody, I had Skull ice cubes in this drink. What I should do is I should go down and refill. You guys okay with me getting a refill? I'll be back in like probably a minute and a half. I have to walk downstairs, but I'm gonna refill my drink, and I'm gonna put my my Skull ice cubes. So when I come back, you guys will get to see my Skull ice cubes in the drink. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be back in about a minute and a half. Hang loose, chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, all right, I'm back. So I've got my my Skull ice cubes. I guess you can't really see them too well in there. Let me see if I can pull one out. I'm drinking a little Knob Creek. Damn slippery suckers. Can't do it. I've had one drink too many. I can't hold on to cubes now. Over. So there we go. I finished it off with a Knob Creek. Trust me, those are Skull ice cubes in there. All right. Infamous. Yeah, refill the bottle. Bub Collect. What's up, Bub? Comet Connector. Specking on Venom 25, Venom 2099. Absolutely good specs. All right, guys. Do you want me to go into the spec here? What's going on? Let me pull up my Instagram and share it. Some of you may have already seen this, so this might be slightly repetitive for you. Let me share my screen. All right. So first off, this Wednesday, Catwoman 23, definitely pick up the A cover. There is a new first appearance of a character here. Right next to the puma, you can kind of see there's a little, it looks like someone with red hair in a Ewok costume with a spear. Now, there's some speculation on this. This could be like an early appearance of the Robin King. That's one speculation. I don't really know. It's tough to say, but this will be a key book. I think that this book sold out on Midtown pretty quick last week. I went. I mean, I'll just tell you guys this. I don't speculate hard that often, right? I don't buy multiple copies of a book unless I really feel it could be a long-term key. This is not a flipping opportunity, all right? This is not a book that you want to just flip because it's worth $15, $20 the next week. I think this could be a book that long-term is $50, $60, $100 book. So I went heavy on it. I bought, full disclosure, I bought 13 A covers and 5 or 6 B covers. The B cover is obviously really nice. It's a Wu Chu Lee cover, but I think the A cover is going to be the one everyone wants because whoever this little person is next to the panther in the cover, I don't know if it's the Robin King. I'm not certain who that is. I have a feeling that that is going to be a key first appearance down the road. I've got a couple sources that just told me, they wouldn't tell me details, but they just said, look, just go buy the book and shut up. So I went heavy on it. I bought heavy on it. My suggestion is tomorrow morning, show up at your shop, at your LCS. Make sure you're there when they open. If they open at 10 a.m., be there at 10, be there at 9:45. Make sure you're first in line in the door. Grab at least 2 or 3 copies, whatever your shop will let you do. I mean, sometimes they limit you to one per customer, but see if you can grab a couple of the A covers if you can, maybe 1 or 2 of the B covers. I think that this could be a very, very hot book. So right now, it's all speculation. I know there is a first appearance in this issue. I'm not too certain who it is, but I think there's something going on in Catwoman 23. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's a super key issue. Maybe somebody in the comments knows more than I do. I don't know. I definitely think that you want to make sure you have at least a couple copies. So yeah, Catwoman 23 comes out tomorrow. Well, I know some comic book shops DC is distributing on Tuesdays, so there may be some shops that had that book today, but definitely by tomorrow. Make sure you go to your shop and pick this up if you didn't pre-order it. I bought it online. I bought a bunch of copies for like a little less than cover price. Even with shipping, I think I paid around cover price with shipping. So I went pretty heavy on it. I definitely feel that this book is going to be a good book. So that's one of the speculations is Catwoman 23. Don't sleep on that one. Definitely go heavy. Next one is a book that drops August 5th. This comes out August 5th. So you got a couple weeks. You want to look online, see if you can find this. Your best bet might be to go to your local comic book shop and talk to your shop owner and see if they ordered. Remember, final order cutoff was on Monday. So you got to find the shop that ordered at least 25 copies of Dark Knight's Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knight #1. It's a one shot. So a lot of stores, this is why I think this book is hot. There's a couple reasons. It's obviously got an awesome cover. I thought that cover was by Federici. It's actually by Care Andrews. Care Andrews, I'm telling you, that guy must be a genius because he can do art. And I sometimes, right away, I know it's him, his artwork. And then other times, I'm completely fooled. He fooled me on this cover. I did not think that was a Care Andrews cover. I would have put money down that it was a Delato or it was a Federici. I really thought it was a Federici cover, but it is a Care Andrews cover. This book is significant for a couple reasons. It's the first cover appearance of Robin King. You see him right there, down there, right next to the Batman Who Laughs, right below the T-Rex. That is the Robin King. That is his first cover appearance. It's also his first full appearance. His first full appearance is not Dark Knight's Metal #2, which drops tomorrow. It's not. It's already been confirmed. It's not his first appearance. It's going to be this issue. So it's going to be this one shot, Dark Knight's Death Metal, Legends of the Dark Knight #1. That will not only be his first cover appearance, it'll be his first full appearance, and it will also be his origin in that issue. So you got 3 reasons why this book will be hot that we know of. Maybe there'll be another appearance in there. We don't know. But this book is going to be absolutely fire. I bought a couple copies for around $69, $70. I went heavy on this book. I bought 5 copies of the 1 in 25. So, and I never do that. I mean, look at Venom 3. I went heavy in Venom 3, but I only bought 2 copies of the 1 in 25. I bought 5 of this. So if I'm ever going to make a call, I mean, you guys have been watching my channel for a long time. If I'm ever going to make a call on a book where I think that this has the potential to be worth several $100s in a short amount of time, it's going to be this book. I think that this will be a big, big, hot book. And, you know, I was on this book early. I told people early on. I talked to a couple of my friends about it. You know, it's one of those things that right now, you know, we're looking for first appearances. The market is hungry for speculation. I just think that that's going to be a huge, huge book. Carter Lee says, that's not the Robin King. I know that much. I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't know. I have it on good knowledge that that's what it's going to be, a major key book. JB says it's the 1 in 25 is the trifecta. I mean, I don't know. Carter Lee, if I'm wrong, man, I don't know. From my sources, the people I've talked to, I've got a consensus of several people that are really in the comic book industry. They feel that this is going to be probably the hot book of 2020. It might be this book. So if you Grandmaster, concerning Catwoman. Okay. All right. Yeah, Carter, I have no idea what Catwoman is. All I know is they say Catwoman's a key book. You got to pick it up. Carly says not concerning Catwoman, regarding Robin King. Okay, good. Grandmaster Stash agrees with that. So this book definitely, I think it's going to be the best book to buy of 2020. And think about the books that have come out this year. Some of those big books that have come out. Black Winter. I think this book's way more important than the first appearance of Black Winter. I just think it is. Robin King could be like Batman Who Laughs. I think he might be bigger than Batman Who Laughs. So this book, right now on eBay, if I go on eBay on this book, well, let's just do it together, right? Let's see. What's it selling for? Are there any listings even? I think the other day I checked a few hours ago and there's only 1 listing. Let's see. All right, there right at the top, there's a listing of a 1 in 25 for $139. 13 sold, almost gone. 2 left. 6 sold in the last 24 hours. So this, whoever this is obviously a dealer. This is a comic book shop, a diamond distributor. He's sold 86% of his stock. He has 2 left. He's asking $140. So this book is selling consistently at $140. There's no doubt about it. 6 sold in the last 24 hours. 139 bucks. Remember, I paid $70 for my 2 copies. And I believe that's the only listing on eBay right now. There's 2 copies for sale, guys. That's it. If you can find this, if you can go to, I mean, the best deal you're going to get right at this point is not going to be eBay at $139. I still think this is going to be a $200 to $250 book. I think the best deal you're going to get is finding a local shop owner that's not really aware that that book is hot. He ordered 25 copies. He's got one of those books coming in, and you just make a deal. Hey, I'll pay you. Tell him, normally if he'll sell to you for 25, buy it for 25, right? But if the guy's like, well, I don't know if I want to sell it, say, hey, I'll give you 30, I'll give you 40. Pay up to $60, $70 for it. Believe me, it's worth it. So that's going to be your best bet to find that book. There's only that's the only listing on eBay right now. That's it. $139. There's 2 available. And I would imagine by the end of tonight, those will be gone. And then the next listing you're going to see is going to be somebody putting it on there for $250, $300. You watch. It'll be that high. So you guys still have time on this book. Your best bet, I'm telling you, is to go to your local comic book shop and try to work out a deal with your shop owner. See if you can pick it up around ratio, or even if you have to pay double ratio. Your shop owner might think he's got a great deal. Oh, you're going to pay me $50 for that? No problem. Oh, that sounds great. Believe me, you did well. I didn't pay $50. So yeah, that's going to be your best bet, is to pick that up from probably a local shop owner. Online, it's going to be, it's gone everywhere. Golden Apple had it for $75. It's gone. Sold out a couple days ago. I think it's a great cover. I think it will be a major key. It'll be a book that we'll still be talking about 2 or 3 years from now. That's how I feel about it. And there's some people that bought it. I mean, there's some people that grabbed it. Carter Lee says, I think it's around $200. It's still a good price. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that book's going to go a hell of a lot higher than I'm thinking. But I think that that is absolutely a great book to plan for. I think that's going to be a hot book. All right, the other book that is coming out tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Venom 27, the scan variant. There's a lot of websites selling it. Sad Lemon, 789, Comic Mint. There's probably 3 or 4 stores, online stores selling this book. So it's not going to be real. I mean, the sets are probably going to sell out. The sets are limited to 700 copies. So I'm sure Comic Mint will get like 200 or 300 of these, maybe 200. Sad Lemon will get an allocation of 200 sets. 789 will get 100 sets, 200 sets, whatever. So I think there's 3 stores, and the sets are going to be limited to 700 because there's obviously the trade dress, and then there'll be one without trade dress. Trade dress is going to be, I believe it's going to be around, the typical $20, and then the sets are going to be around $50. So I do think that they'll sell out. Obviously, this is an homage to Venom #7, the Crane variant, which, by the way, I have 3 copies of that in raw condition, ungraded. That's a book that I probably should get graded. I think 9.8s are going for like, what, $600-700 for that right now on a 9.8. But this book is going to sell out. It's an awesome cover. I love Scan. I've been talking about Scan forever. Great artist. At first, I thought this was Crane. I mean, it looks just like Crane artwork. It looks very similar to Crane's artwork. So he did a good job in copying the style of Crane. I think this book's going to be an absolute beast. It's going to sell very, very well. Yeah, I would definitely mark your alarm tomorrow at 5 p.m. Make sure your alarm is set, because I bet by 502. It's the sets are going to be gone. The trade dress will take a day or two to sell out, but I think even the trade dress will sell out. You got Null on the cover. You got Venom 27. Who knows? There could be some other key appearance or something going on in that book. And you got Null holding the gauntlet. I mean, that's going to be a hot book. So make sure you have that on your hit list. This is another one that I'm going to grab. So the Unknown has a really cool cover of Carnage for Venom 27. I really like this one though. They're both Delato. Delato did both of them. So there's also a Carnage cover, by the way, that's sold out. It's sold out today, the Carnage one. But I like this one more. I think this one is just so hot. This is a Scorpion Comics exclusive. It's going to be tomorrow at I believe at 6 p.m. It'll sell out probably in a couple minutes. There'll be the typical trade dress, the typical Virgin, 3,000 for the trade dress, 1,000. I think it's either 1,000 or it's under 1,000 for the Virgin. But the sets will sell out probably in a minute or two. I just love this cover. I mean, that is one of the best covers of Venom that I have ever seen. And Delato, I mean, he's just a master. Look at that thing. That thing is just I love that cover. I mean, that's a badass cover. If you don't like that cover, there's something wrong with you. That's all I got to say. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say. All right, let me get back to the chat. Let me just make sure I got everything covered. JB says it's a trifecta for Robin King. I agree. I totally agree. Carter says, yeah, you're right about the 1 in 25. Cameron D says, you convinced me. I'm going to order the Robin King cover. Hey, man, I can sell people. I know how to sell people on buying books. Trust me. If you're an Instagram follower of me and you message me, you're going to be in a world of hurt. I'm going to get you to buy a lot of books. I mean, that's just the way it is. My passion is infectious. Carly says, beautiful cover. It's perfect. Man. Mad Mike's Comics bought one. He's in. He's all the way in. Sula says, I bought one, a ride or die with Justice. Hopefully it's not die. Hopefully it's a good ride for you, my friend. My goal of this channel was always to try to help people make money and have fun collecting. I mean, the important thing is having fun. So I've said it since the beginning of my channel, buy what you love, have a passion for comics, and just don't buy something because you think everyone else will love it. Buy it because you love it. And that's why I like this Venom 27 by Delato, the Scorpion Comics exclusive. I like that one better. I'm going to buy this one because I thought it was better than the Unknown Comics. I still think the Unknown Comics cover is awesome, but this one's just, I don't know. This one's just it just has a better eye appeal to me. I don't know. Cameron says, I'll have to save the money and get the scan cover. Oh, man. Null has been taking notes from Fabio about the hair flow pose. Yeah, I didn't even, let me see. Let me go back to the hair. I didn't take a good look at that. Oh yeah, he does have the flowing, like the Fabio flowing hair. Yeah. I wish I had hair like that. Yeah. I probably had hair like that at like 17, 18. And then by like 25, it was all downhill. Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have long flowing hair like that, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm just glad I still have a little bit of hair on my head. It's not much. It was once a great society of hair. Oh man. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that's a good one. Ultimate FF4. First appearance of Miles Morhamis, the The first appearance. I do have that in my collection. I did buy that last year, pretty cheap too. That's a good book to have for sure. I like that one. Yeah, hopefully there is something key in Venom 27, Carter. I don't know. You never know with Cates. I mean, he may put something in there, so it's still, it's still a good book to have. I love that cover art, man. It's hard for me to pass up on Delato. I just love Delato. By the way, let's see. I haven't checked in a couple days. What's that Disney Comics number 13 Delato selling for now? God damn, that book. That book has gone insane. So the color version's at asking $279, $280, $295, $275. The sets are selling for $750. The Virgin black and white alone asking $449. Amazing. So that's it. That's the only thing for sale there. So if you like that Disney, you've got how many listings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 listings. That's it. Your lowest is the color Virgin. What's your lowest? 250, 259, 279. 279. That's your lowest. I bought 2 sets of those. The black and white and the color for $60 a piece. $120 investment. Look at that. People say, "Oh, exclusive. Don't buy comic exclusives. They're a waste. Store exclusives. You're wasting your time and money." Nope. Follow my channel. If you guys follow my channel, I will point you towards some store exclusives that will do well. I put this on my Instagram. Told people to buy it when it was around. I think right after it sold out on Scorpion Comics, you could have bought sets for around 130, and individual. I think the black and white was maybe $100, and then the color was probably around $50, $60. I had a couple Instagram subscribers message me and saying, "Hey, should I buy this?" I absolutely said, "Yes, buy it. It's going to go higher," and it did. That book is absolute fire. And I'm telling you, I think the price on this book's going to go higher. There's a lot of Disney freaks, a lot of comic book Disney freaks, and a lot of Delato fans that are probably just thinking, "Man, I got to get that. I got to get that book." I've had people message me on Instagram wanting to buy it from me. So yeah, it's one of those things. I think you find the right deal, man. You just got to go for it. Well, that's Delato. Mickey. People love Mickey Mouse, and I mean, who would have thought Delato would have done a Mickey Mouse cover? I mean, it's pretty cool. Look at the detail on it. I mean, look at that. I saw that advertised on Scorpion. I'm subscribed to their Facebook page, and I just was like, "Oh yeah, that's going to be a hit. That's going to be a huge hit." All right, guys, what else is going on? I'm trying to think of what other books are coming out. Let me look at my email real quick. I told you about the scan. Yeah, there's another book that you may want to take a note of. I think it did finally sell out. I had mentioned it last week. If you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, there is a first appearance in issue 106. I think her name is Lita. I don't know exactly who she is, but A and B cover are still available on Midtown. The incentive cover is sold out. I did grab an incentive cover. I just like that cover. I mean, I love black covers, and I don't know. I just like that cover. It's dark. There's some new monster or something in this book. If you can find this at your LCS for $10 to $15, I think it's a good buy. I see this being a $40, $50 book. It's a 1 in 10, and there's a first appearance in this issue. try to find this 1 in 10 incentive cover by Sophie Campbell. I like that cover. You're online. I think it's pretty much impossible at this point to find it online. I looked. It's pretty much sold out online everywhere. So your best bet is going to be at your local comic book shop. Find a shop that, there's going to be some shops that definitely order at least 10 copies of the Turtles book. So, they're going to be asking $10 to $15. They shouldn't be asking more than $15. So try to get it probably around $15. I think that book could be a $30 to $40 book pretty easily, if I had to guess. All right. I don't know, guys. What else is going on? Bagden Horton says, you have Jim's comics ears. You have the inside track. Justice is Black Winter, Null's father. Ooh, yeah, that is a good. Yeah, Jim and I did talk about that could be possible. Obviously, the new series that's coming out at the end of the year is the, what is it called? The Black. God damn, I can't remember it now. Let me pull it up. You guys will probably say on the chat before I find it. What's the title? It's a mini series that's coming out in the fall regarding Null and Black Winter. Is it called Black Winter? Damn, I can't find it. Yeah, somebody emailed it to me. Let me see here. Yeah, I just got the email from Comic Mint that Null Infinity Gauntlet trade dress will be $15. Trade in version will be $50. If you guys don't want to spend $50, just buy the trade dress. I'm telling you, the trade dress will still be fire. People, remember, I bought those Venom 7s. They were all trade dress. I didn't buy the Virgin, and it still went up crazy. Oh yeah, I got it. I got an email from YouTube about them removing my first video. They go, I know that's disappointing, but it's important that we provide a safe place for it. God. Why did they remove it? Because it violates guidelines, and we've removed it. It says it violated guidelines, but they don't tell you what guidelines it violated. That's typical. I tell you, I hate Google. I really hope Trump gets just fucks them in the ass, breaks up Google. I think they need to be broken up. They have way too much power. I mean, YouTube, our channel, it's my channel. I should be able to control the content on my channel. I shouldn't have YouTube telling me what I can have, what I can't have on my channel. It just freaking pisses me off. By the way, I own the music to that song. All right. So if YouTube says, well, you don't, you violated the rights. No. I own it. I have it in my phone. I own the music. Right? The Lil Wayne song right above it. I own it. I bought it. It's mine. I can play it on my channel anytime I want. So fuck you, YouTube. You're a fucking piece of shit. Can't stand them. All right. That was my little rant. What can I tell you? King in Black. That was it. So this is coming out in the fall. The release date on this. Let's see. When is this? It ships. It's in December. King in Black #1 by Cates and Stegman. No doubt it will be a hot series, and it will absolutely further the interest in Null and in Black Winter. So do I see Black Winter, do I see Thor #5 going higher in price? Absolutely. No doubt about it. When I saw this drop, I thought, man, I should have bought 2 copies of that 1 in 25, Thor #5. I mean, I'm glad I have 1 copy at least, but man, yeah, it's gonna drive things nuts. So if you guys own Thor #5, don't sell those copies. Hold on to them. I see the prices only going higher on this series. It's going to be probably one of the best hot series of 2020. Will be the Thor series with Black Winter. Could he be Null's father? I mean, it's very possible. There is a connection, obviously. I think there is a connection. Maybe they're brothers. I don't know. Maybe they shared an apartment at one time. They had a platonic relationship that escalated into a romantic relationship. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is between Black Winter and Null, but it's something. There's a connection somewhere. Yeah, it took me a few minutes to get that. Thank you, Infamous. I'm 3 drinks in. This is truth serum. Whenever I've definitely offended, I've had friends in the comic book industry, other YouTubers, and I've offended them because I kind of say what's on my mind, and sometimes my mind goes to dark places. It's just, you guys love it you guys love me for it, though. I'm always going to tell you what I think. It's, it's unfiltered, and I'm going to tell you my opinion as if you were in my shoes and I'm wanting to buy comic books. What should I buy? That's how I view it. I want to help you guys put your money into things that are doing well. And I gave you guys some good speculation. Venom, go hard on Venom, man. Venom series is hot. Go hard on it. Buy multiple copies. Buy the store exclusives of the covers that you love. Don't hold back. I think Thor #5, same thing. I think those books are going to go higher and higher in price. There's no doubt about it. I think there's big plans for Black Winter and Null. I think it's all interconnected. With DC, I think right now, Catwoman 23, I told you earlier, make sure you go in and buy a couple copies just in case. If I'm wrong, you'll be able to sell them for cover, and at least there's a first appearance. And that 1 for 25 Dark Knight's Metal Legends of the Dark Knight #1, the 1 in 25. That book, there's only a couple copies on eBay. Try to find a copy. If you can't get it on eBay, I understand. I mean, it's a lot of money to spend on a 1 in 25, right? I get that. I spent $70 a week ago on those 1 in 25 issues, and right when I did it, I think, what the hell am I doing? This is more than 3 times ratio. This is nuts. But I'm telling you, that book, 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to still be talking about that book. So Dark Knight's Metal, Legends of the Dark Knight #1. It's a one-shot. Make sure you try to get that 1 in 25. If you can't get the 1 in 25, at least get the regular A cover. It will be a key. It's absolutely going to be a key book. I see it going higher in price. And I'm telling you guys, my job is to try to help you guys make the most money. I want to throw out some appreciation to Dollar Bin Fodder. Dollar Bin is one of my subscribers. He's a good friend. He is also one of the sources of information on that King Robin's first appearance. He is well connected in the comic book community. I want to give a shout out to Dollar Bin Fodder. He is a great guy. I'm hoping, we've talked about it. We are going to form a Tuesday night show. We're gonna do a live stream every Tuesday. Dollar Bin and I are gonna come on and do a live show talking about speculation and what's coming up in the next week or two. and it will be extremely valuable. And I have no doubt, guys, our show will be the go-to comic book show on YouTube. Comic Tom, all the other YouTubers out there, it will be nothing compared to what we're going to do. I'm telling you, we will have the best, most up-to-date information on YouTube regarding comic books. And I don't care about I don't care that I'm at only 750 subscribers. I'm not doing it so I can be at 4,000 or 5,000 subs, 6,000. I don't care about that at all. I really don't. I care about my circle of my buddies, right? Manny, Dollar Bin, Infamous, Agent JR Uni. I've got a circle of people around me. That's what I love. I've got a circle of good friends that they're just like me. They're wanting to buy comic books. They want good information. That's what I care about. I don't care about having 10,000 subs. I really don't. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if I ever get monetized. I've never done Patreon. Have I ever posted Patreon on my live streams? Never. I don't care about that. I want to help you guys, my subs, do well, make money, speculate, hopefully as accurately as possible. And my job is to try to help you guys, guide you into the most accurate speculation that I can. That's the whole reason I do this channel. So everybody, I appreciate all that you guys have done. You guys message me all the time. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to kind of end it here. Yeah, we did form a gang. You're right, Infamous. So you guys, I mean, there's probably, 10 or 12 of you that I'm in really good contact with on a regular basis. You guys message me on Instagram all the time. I respond to everybody. I love it. We're going to really do well. We stick together. We're going to do well. And I'm going to try to keep giving you guys the best information as soon as I can. So stay tuned. Dollar Bin Fodder and I are going to come out with a channel. We are right now formulating that at the moment. We are going to come out with a show every Tuesday. And I think it's going to be the go-to show. I think everybody in the comic book community is going to recognize it as the absolute go-to show for comic speculation and comic book news. And not just what's hot right now, but also what's great to buy now for long term, right? Those speculations I gave you tonight, I don't think you should just flip them. I think you should buy them and hold them for several years. I think you're going to do really, really well buying and holding them. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat. I'll have another show out probably tomorrow night. Or not tomorrow night, Thursday. My Thursday show. I forgot what day it was. It's Tuesday. So I'll probably do a show on Thursday, the whiskey, cigar, and comic show. I'll be outside smoking a nice fine cigar, drinking some whiskey, and talking comics. Hopefully I'll have some more information for you guys. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night.